just getting started, can you share with us a bit about yourself, your club, what your role is here?
Sure, happy to, Brevin. Thanks for having me. I'm Zack Wygant. I'm the general manager of the Fort Wayne Country Club here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Club's been around since 1908. Very traditional club, but at the same time, we love moving forward and pushing the envelope when it comes to innovation and delivering the member experience that our members are accustomed to. So obviously, we got a fantastic golf course here, known for our golf course. We have a fantastic golf academy, wonderful clubhouse, a lot of events, social events, fantastic restaurant. Wonderful fitness center, and on top of that, we've got a fantastic racket sport program here, and couldn't be more excited to add paddle to our repertoire here. It's been a fantastic amenity.
You said one topic there that I'd like to just expand on a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit about your golf academy?
Sure, Golf Academy, yeah. So it's situated down there on the north side of the driving range. We use it year-round, obviously, for lessons, for teaching, a lot of things down there. It's got 5 bays, and our professional staff takes full advantage of that. And then obviously it's great in the wintertime. We've got full simulator technology. It's not simulators where you're hitting into a mat, but seeing the full flight of the golf ball as we open up the garage doors and head outside. So it's been a great amenity for us. It's something that we has really pushed the envelope for us on the golf side, and it's one of the reasons why we continue to separate ourselves and continue to expand that membership experience that I was talking about.
Amazing. I just asked that question because I think that having an academy atmosphere in a country club is somewhat unique and very important, because player development is something that we all want to be better at whatever we do, whether that's golf or rackets or swimming or whatever that may be. So I think that's a really cool amenity that you guys have. Talk to me about the growth of your rackets program. Obviously we're sitting inside of a paddle court right now, but talk to me about what rackets have looked like the last few years at Fort Wayne Country Club. Is it growing? What's exciting about it? What's different?
Yeah, great question. So we've always had a fantastic following when it's come to racket sports here at the club, but recently, and I have to give props to our fantastic director of rackets, Brock Orlowski, for coming in here and shaking things up a little bit. And he's really kind of reimagined everything. We've been able to add pickleball, 5-6 years ago, which has been fantastic. We have a dome that we put over our top 3 tennis courts over here, so we have year-round playability, which has been fantastic. But kind of looking for that third option when it comes to that, and that and paddle was just absolute no-brainer. It probably took us a year or two longer than we thought. It was just timing with everything, but ended up working out absolutely for the best. So we have a very engaged, fantastic membership that truly enjoys the racket sports. There's a lot of things that we do, a lot of great events, kind of turned into a big social atmosphere, as well as certainly the player development side that we talked about. We've got a lot of great juniors, a lot of great high school kids, a lot of great adults that are great players in their own right. So,
you said something that I almost giggled on camera, which was it took you a year or two longer to get paddle than what you hoped for.
Yeah.
And I mean, from what I know, just from being in the space, Fort Wayne Country Club was the first outdoor court, first private country club to have a court in the state of Indiana.
That's correct. Yep.
So talk to me about the foresight, why paddle? How did you guys come about, exploring to have paddle at your club? How are you so far ahead of everybody else in the state of Indiana adding this to your member amenities?
Yeah, a year or two ago, it was, wasn't even really much of a competition, but here, putting it in earlier this year, we still wanted to maintain the status as the first private club and the first outdoor court, which has been fantastic. But, once again, we're always kind of looking at ways to enhance the membership experience, and this sport, starting over in Europe and Spain and other countries and moving into the United States here has been absolutely fantastic. And I spent a little bit of time down in Naples, Florida, and got a little bit of a taste for it down there. And then obviously when Brock joined us, through everything that he's gone through in the industry and the network, as soon as he came back, he's like, we're getting Padel. It's going to be a no-brainer, right? So he went through all the certifications, did everything, tried to pump up the membership as much as we could beforehand, get them excited about it, and then for the actual launch, it's been absolutely fantastic. They've gravitated towards it. They love the playability of it. They love the the natural movement from tennis to this sport, and it's been great. And just selfishly for myself, my dad played a lot of racquetball, so I loved the aspect of hitting it off the wall, off the glass, and everything. And just a fantastic. We couldn't be more excited to be representing Padel as in the state of Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've had the opportunity to work with Brock, and his foresight of the sport, his understanding of it, the way that he's driving it forward, even in his network, is pretty incredible. So I think you guys have a good leader there. Obviously, we're sitting in one of our courts here at Fort Wayne Country Club, and you were a part of our business's launch, right? Like,
pretty cool.
I found out that you guys were having Padel coming to this club via Facebook, right? And we share the same area code. So, talk to me a little bit about that experience. Like, obviously, I'm sitting here next to you, so you can just please be honest. But talk to me about the experience working with Off the Glass. Like, why us over somebody else?
Sure.
There's a lot of options out there. A lot that, to be frank, have years of installation and manufacturing experience. Like, what about Off the Glass intrigued you as a GM and trusting us with your club?
Yeah, great question. Happy to kind of tell that tale. And obviously, first off, bringing the sport to the club, we were exploring all the options, right? Just because it was new for everybody, new for myself, new for Brock. First time that I was going to be installing a court, playing on a court, all those sort of things. So we were looking at everything, right? I mean, just kind of doing our research, going around, figuring out what we could do, what we couldn't do. When it came to budget-wise, we're trying to figure out, if we were going to build out, if we were going to expand, and then finally, as I mentioned earlier, why it took us, a year or two longer than we wanted. Finally settled on this space and how we were going to reimagine our current playing area, and so kind of went ahead and pulled the trigger, and then you for lack of a better term came in and under the 11th hour, probably a little later than the 11th hour, right, and was able to make it happen. I couldn't say enough about what you were able to do, but the two things that drew us to Off the Glass. I mean, first off, made in the United States of America, which we think is just absolutely huge. I mean, everybody else imports everything from around the world, and having that made here in the United States, we really appreciate. And secondly, obviously supporting local. Here we share the same 260 area code, and when you're just a short drive down the highway from us, that really is important. And so we wanted to support that. And then obviously just looking at everything that you guys had done in a short period of time to position yourself in the marketplace, and honestly working with you guys and doing what you guys did in such a short time frame. We gave you hey, we need a court and we need it done in a matter of weeks, right? And you guys were able to deliver for us and for that, and it looks absolutely fantastic, aesthetic wise, playability wise. I mean, the members couldn't be happier with it. So we props to you guys for doing what you guys did in such a short period of time, and I think that's going to be happy to be a part of that testimony for you guys as you guys grow forward. So
you definitely have been, so thank you so much for trusting us with that. Now, for me, as far as like zooming out into your role as GM, like you're responsible for making sure that this club is successful not just this year but in the future. What about Padel, like as from a GM perspective, what about Padel as a sport? Is it just an amenity? Do you see it growing your rackets program? As far as what it could be for your club in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, like what are your expectations as a GM?
For sure. Well, I think after we installed the first court, I think some of the comments that we got and some of the things that I immediately started thinking of was where are we going to put the second court, right? So it's definitely not just kind of a trinket, amenity that's just here that a few people use every once in a while. It's definitely a core part of our rackets program now, and we've seen the growth just in a short period of time. So I think from what Brock is going to be able to do, and now that the members have kind of seen it in person, it's one of those where you kind of got to build it, let them come see it, and they'll come type of a thing. So sometimes you kind of got to push the innovation as a GM, with some people maybe doubting, like why would you do this instead of tennis? Why don't mess with tradition? But obviously they've quickly seen the benefit of it, and this is going to be something that's going to continue to evolve, continue to grow our racket sports. I think we're going to get a lot of interest from members from the outside that this would be a catalyst as to why they might join the club because of the programming and what we have else to offer here at the Fort Wayne Country Club. But sometimes you got to you kind of got to put it in front of them, and then once they see it, they understand how great of a sport and great of an amenity it is. So we couldn't be more excited to have it here.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your trust and being a part of our store from literally the very beginning.
Yes, sir.
All the way through.
It's been a pleasure.
So likewise, appreciate you.
Thanks, Brevin.